In today's evolving job market, the American dream has taken on new meaning. It's no longer tied solely to a college degree, but to opportunities where hard work, skill, and determination can lead to financial independence and professional success. Across the nation, industries are shifting gears, creating pathways to high-paying careers without the need for a four-year education. These roles, which pay upwards of $100,000 annually, are redefining what's possible for millions of Americans who bring talent and experience to the table. This transformation is not by accident. It's a direct result of President Joe Biden's commitment to expanding economic opportunities for all Americans. From the factory floor to the control towers in bustling airports, his administration has championed job creation in fields that reward technical skills, vocational training, and on-the-job expertise over formal degrees. These initiatives are designed to empower everyday workers, close the skills gap, and provide sustainable careers with life-changing wages. Let's take a closer look at how President Biden's vision is reshaping the workforce and delivering on his promise of creating $100,000 a year jobs that don't require a college degree. 1. Air traffic controller. Duties: coordinate aircraft movements, manage airport arrivals and departures, and ensure safety in the skies. Qualifications: high school diploma, completion of the FAA Academy program, passing medical and background checks. Salary: median annual wage of $130,420. Locations: airports and control centers nationwide, with high demand in Atlanta, Chicago, and Dallas.
Runway 28 right at Charlie, clear for takeoff.
For a high-stress, high-stakes career,
Foxtrot Papa is on frequency.
it all starts here.
Left turns, expect further clearance.
The Air Traffic Control Academy in Oklahoma City is full as the FAA pushes to staff up understaffed towers and centers. The FAA says it needs 1,300 more controllers. The Controllers Union says 3,500 are needed. The FAA is struggling to keep up with mandatory retirements at 56.
How long will it take you to get to full staffing?
Our goal is 5 to 7 years to be fully staffed and comfortable.
Every year, 1,500 new students go through the academy.
It's here the controller candidates are trained for either the control tower or an en-route center, handling air traffic at 18,000 feet or above.
The students who seem to do the best are often video gamers.
What is it about gaming skills that could make you a good controller?
The ability to take in all of that information quickly, make a quick decision, and then if that decision's not the right one, being able to come up with a plan B or plan C.
But the academy washout rate is high, 30%. After the academy, up to 3 years of on-the-job training, where another 30% quit, often over stress and long shifts working weekends and holidays. 2019 graduate Janessa Milners now controls Los Angeles airspace.
It was one of the most intense things I've done in my life. Just because you're trying so hard to make it through.
Falcon 7350 hotel, go around.
The simulations as real as possible.
Now's the time to make mistakes, right? Don't be nervous, okay? Just follow through with everything, okay?
Cat Tower, Delta 802, ready for departure.
Tabletop exercises teach spacing and runway orientation. The FAA is also recruiting veteran military controllers and college program grads who go straight to on-the-job training.
To think 3 to 4 to 5 steps ahead. That is the type of person that it takes to do this job.
In a business with little room for error, every detail matters.
2. Elevator and escalator installer. Duties: install, maintain, and repair elevators, escalators, and similar systems in buildings. Qualifications: high school diploma, completion of an apprenticeship program, state licensure where required. Salary: average annual salary of $97,860, with experienced workers earning over $100,000. Locations: urban centers such as New York, Los Angeles, and
From moving walkways and escalators at the airport to skyscraper elevators and even chairlifts at ski areas, elevator installers and repairers keep people moving to where they want to go. Elevator installers and repairers install, fix, and maintain lift equipment. Usually they specialize in one phase of the work: installation, maintenance, or repairs. Elevators and lifts require maintenance such as oiling and greasing parts, replacing worn components, and adjusting equipment, including computerized control systems. The work requires the ability to troubleshoot based on a strong knowledge of electronics, hydraulics, and electricity. Elevator installers and repairs work in crews for major repairs such as replacing cables or bearings. They also ensure that equipment complies with safety regulations or building codes. Most elevator installers and repairers work for building equipment contractors. They often work in cramped crawl spaces and machine rooms, sometimes high up in elevator shafts. They often need protective equipment such as harnesses and safety glasses. Almost all work full-time and may be on call 24 hours a day when necessary. Nearly all elevator installers and repairers learn through a 4-year apprenticeship, which requires a high school diploma or equivalent. Classes in math, mechanical drawing, and shop can also be helpful. Most states require licensure.
3. Commercial pilot non-airline. Duties. Operate aircraft for charter flights, private tours, or other non-airline operations. Qualifications. High school diploma, commercial pilot's license, FAA certification, completion of flight hours. Salary. Median annual wage of $134,630. Locations. Regional airports and private aviation companies.
Experiencing right now is the largest hiring boom that the aviation industry has had and that it will ever see. There are many factors that have contributed to this, but the bottom line is supply and demand. To understand this better, let's rewind recent history. Before the spring of 2020, the aviation industry was facing a pilot shortage due to a number of factors. In 2010, the FAA changed the minimum flight hour requirement for an ATP from 250 hours to 1,500 total hours. With rising fuel and training costs, coupled with how poor you had to be as a first officer at a regional airline, becoming a commercial pilot just wasn't that attractive. You can make $90 an hour as a first-year FO at a regional airline now. However, it wasn't that long ago that you were making $19 an hour as a first-year regional FO. Additionally was the wave of the massive amount of mandatory retirements at Part 121 air carriers. Mandatory retirements in the industry are due to the fact that you had to retire at age 60 as an airline pilot until 2007, when they upped that age to 65. They kicked that can down the road, but a large amount of pilots were and still are approaching that mandatory retirement age. However, I do want to emphasize a very important point. This industry is cyclical. That means we go through hiring waves, hiring freezes, and sometimes even furloughs. Right now, we just so happen to be in the largest hiring wave that the industry has ever seen. And if I were to guess, we are somewhere in the middle of this hiring wave. And the information that I'm about to give you is extremely important if you have your sights set on becoming a pilot at an airline. It literally can make the difference between a great career or a chaotic and miserable career. The most important piece of advice I can give you is to complete your certification and experience requirements as fast as possible to give you the best chances of getting on the seniority list at an airline as soon as possible. See, the airlines operate on a seniority-based system. Here's an example of how it works. Let's say an airline has 10,000 pilots and you're pilot number 7,999 out of 10,000. That would mean that 2,000 pilots were hired after you. Your seniority in the company right now is roughly 80%. This is relative, and here is why. Your schedule selection, when you take your vacation, your ability to upgrade to captain, your ability to bid into a different pilot domicile, and your ability to bid into a different aircraft are all based on your seniority.
6. Radiation therapist. Duties. Administer radiation treatments to cancer patients, maintain equipment, and monitor patients' conditions. Qualifications. High school diploma, certification or licensure in radiation therapy, on-the-job training. Salary. Median annual wage of $86,850, with top earners surpassing $100,000. Locations. Hospitals and cancer treatment centers nationwide, particularly in states like Florida.
So we got birthday
Yes,
and everything else is good, and you're feeling a little bit tired.
I'm feeling a little bit tired. Nausea is a bit calmed down, but feeling okay.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm Amarpreet Dillon, and I'm a student radiation therapist. I'm here at Sunnybrook at Yodet Cancer Center. And you need to come down a little bit more. And yeah.
I'm in.
Perfect. I always wanted to work in healthcare, and I really wanted to work with people, so I wasn't a lab person, I was more of a people person. And in my personal life, I've had people who've dealt with cancer, so that was another reason, motivation for me to get into radiation therapy. Okay, here it comes. It's basically using a high level of energy to damage cancer cells. So in the morning we call it QA, and it's just making sure that the machine is running the way we want it to run. The machine is moving the way we want it to move. It's imaging the way we want it to image and correcting itself and making sure it has interlocks, because if the machine is not behaving the way we want it to behave, then it's a risk to our patients. A lot of people think it's more technology-based radiation therapy, but it's really has a lot to do with patients. You are truly providing care in all aspects. You're assessing the patient, you're giving them interventions, they're listening to you, they're opening up to you, and you're also setting them up and actually delivering their treatment. We get to use what we learned in class here. It's a little bit harder because technically you're not going to see a textbook-based patient. Every patient is different, every disease is different, so it's a good challenge. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
7. Electrician specializing in renewable energy. Duties: install and maintain electrical systems, specializing in renewable energy installations such as solar panels. Qualifications: high school diploma, apprenticeship, state licensure. Salary: experienced electricians in specialized fields can earn $100,000 or more annually. Locations: states investing in green energy, such as
energy increases, so does the demand for qualified electricians to install the machinery. Reporter Mel Meyer toured the facilities at Northwest Technical College as prospective electrical construction students heard how they can get into the growing field.
I'm Peter Thule, I'm one of the instructors.
It's the first ever Electrical Construction Day, a day solely highlighting this trade program at the college. Jory Carlson says he was excited to see all the machines being shown.
That water pump lab was really cool when it would shut off at a certain level and then turn back on if it was getting low.
Staff members hope to garner interest in the program with the promise of hands-on experience in school and openings for well-paying jobs afterwards.
There's a lot of need for people in this particular profession, the electrical construction profession, and so we're trying to meet the needs of just not locally but even regionally and throughout the state of Minnesota.
Another draw is a chance to learn about renewable energy, like energy-efficient switches and how to install solar panels.
Figure out how to size them and how to do site surveys and figure out where you want to put it and which direction you want to aim it and how big to make it, so that you can fit the needs of the customer. It's
one of the areas that first-year student Adam Carlson is interested in pursuing after graduation.
It's not going away anytime soon, and it's just really interesting to me to make electricity off of sunlight or wind, you know.
Carlson doesn't know of anyone else in the 30-student program looking to get into renewables. Others seem to enjoy the solar class as well. Perfect timing for them as demand increases.
And I think the prices are starting to become where it's actually beneficial to install some of these systems.
In Bemidji, I'm Mel Meyer, Lakeland News.
Current electrical construction students will graduate from the program this Friday at the Sanford Center.
Nine. Boilermaker. Duties: install, maintain, and repair boilers and other large containers holding liquids or gases. Qualifications: high school diploma, apprenticeship program. Salary: median annual wage of $64,290, with experienced workers earning over $100,000. Locations: industrial areas and power plants in states like Michigan.
I knew I wasn't going to college, so I was looking for the trades, and
I found a new home, basically. It's pretty cool.